ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon.
You're here. We're here. I can't wait to talk to Alexandra Billings. I have watched a lot of information about her, read a lot about her, and she's here, as well as fan favorite. Ooh, boy, you all better get ready for Jorgeous. Hi, welcome to a Monday edition of the Roundtable. Why are we here on a Monday? Is anyone even watching? Because we're not normally here on Monday. The reason we're here on Monday is because this week I have shows. I have 2 shows coming up. So I will talk to you about that and during the shameless plug. But we are going to do the Wednesday show. We're going to do the Thursday show on Wednesday, and today's a special edition because we wanted to get Alexandra and Jorgeous on before Drag Race is over and while Alexandra's book is out. So I'm super excited for you to be here. Hi, everybody. I'm Robert Bannon. This is called The Roundtable, and thanks for joining me on this special Monday. So when I'm finished with this, I borrowed this from Robbie Roselle. Not all diamonds and rosé. I know nothing about the Housewives, even if I was just on it last week. Even if I was on it last week, I don't know about the Housewives. So I'm going to read about the history after this. Hi, Janelle. Thank you. Yeah, let's go. Big week this week. I have a big week this week. So I'm super excited that you guys are all here. I am super excited to be with you on a random Monday night for sure. All right, let's get started, shall we? I was going to say, what do you want to do first? Week in review? Sure. So the week in review is really easy because I only saw you on Thursday and today's Monday. But I want to just say thank you to everyone who watched the show last week. I had so much fun with the women of the Fresh Prince. They were live. And we went through the show without any drama, no issues. I got these messages when it was over. This is from Daphne Maxwell Reed. Oh, she called me a treasure. I can't even handle it. And then Renee Watson. She wrote me such a sweet email. So thank you, Miss Watson. Thank you, Robert. This was so much fun. You're amazing. They're amazing. They gave us an hour and 11 minutes of great conversation for sure. We're on spring break. So, in typical me fashion, we went on spring break at work, and then I booked 2 live shows and 2 virtual shows. So every day is something. I'm going to see Marilyn May tomorrow. Wednesday, we're doing this show here with Rob Paulson. Thursday, I'm doing my show in New Jersey. Friday, I'm going to see Chaz Palminteri. And then Saturday, I'm doing my show in New York. Oh my God, I'm so tired already. We broke in the spring break with my 2 favorite little people. We went to see the movies on Friday. Here we are. That was us, spring break. Look how excited I am. I'm like, whoa, the whole week's ahead of us. We're going out to the movies. And we all got all the popcorn. And we watched Sonic the Hedgehog. Nothing makes me happier than seeing the world through little guys' eyes because they get so excited. We're so jaded and bitter. They're so excited. Speaking of going back in time, here's my shameless plug.
Because I'm shameless.
So after talking about it for what feels like forever, literally, it's time for the show. Robert Bannon Rewind. It's built. We went through the comments, the jokes, the show up. We have a set list. We have a band. We have rehearsal. And it's going to be Thursday night in New Jersey and the big show on Saturday night in New York City. You can still get limited seats remain. There are no ringside seats left, but you can definitely come and get a ticket. See me at www.robertbannon.com. See me in New York City. If you were on the Instagram Live, there's scandalous guests coming in the audience. And I can't wait to talk about it next week. And then we're going to have so much fun with this show. The show is songs you know. I guarantee you know 90% of them. I'm an 80s baby. There's songs you know and love, a little bit of Broadway, a bunch of pop music, some sentimentalness, a little Unfinished Business, the album. So make sure you come join me. And if you can't be there in person, you can get your virtual tickets as well. You don't have to come to New York if you're not vaccinated, if you're scared, if there's a COVID surge, if you live in Kentucky. You just have to go to robertbannon.com and get a virtual ticket. They're $19 and you get a front row seat to the show. Or come in person and hang out afterwards and take a selfie and chit chat with me. Thank you for everyone who's traveling and coming. I can't wait. The more the merrier. It's a party, right? So come join me this week. And then after this week, I don't have to talk about it anymore. And Saturday's show is being recorded. We're recording the show on Saturday for a live album. I need like, woo, fun audience. Come on, audience. Don't leave me hanging. Speaking of shameless plug and going back in time, you want to see what I found when I was looking through the archives for the show? Look at this. Look at this first headshot in this Billy Shepherd. Oh, these poor little old people back then. They put on a musical review. It starred me. Look, they cut my headshot out and taped it. Award-winning television and recording stars. Dylan's on 54th Street was across the street from 54 Below. It's closed now. And how funny was this? This is 2000. So that's now, 22 years ago. We talk about it all. So join me. Come to the show. Come to the show this week. It's going to be a lot of fun. And if you can't be there in person, make sure you get a virtual ticket. Let's do it, right? I'm super excited about it. People have been telling me they've been brushing up on my music. Yes, my album is out, and you can stream my album. My album is out right now. You can get yourself a little Unfinished Business. The show is not called Unfinished Business, but there's definitely a couple of numbers from it. Look at those pre-COVID skinny days. COVID has done a number on. I put on a shirt before. I can't lose the COVID weight because my knees are bad too. So I have a knee appointment on Wednesday. I went from COVID home to then wanting to run and walk, and I can't. They won't let me. So, it is a work in progress. We'll see what they do for my knees this week. But I've been obsessed with the past. I've rewinded. Look at this picture I found of me and my brother. Are you ready? Oh my goodness. What is that hair? What is my brother's hair? Why are we with Michael Jordan? Look at my teeth. Ugh. This is going to be some little adventure. So don't miss all of the mess that will be Thursday and Saturday. Come see the show Saturday night. My goodness. All right. What else do I have to tell you all? Do I have anything else? Oh, I'm sure you have. Lattes, old pictures are the best. And Lattes is coming to the show. She's traveling. And Christine is coming to the show. She's also traveling. Latte's real name is Janelle, but she's Lattes. So thank you guys for being here. When we were coming up with an idea for people to come on the show, I didn't know if we were going to have this happen, but we do have Marilyn May and Rob Paulson here on Wednesday night. So on Wednesday night, come join Marilyn May and Rob Paulson. They will be here. I had to talk to Marilyn earlier today because she's got a show. She's 94 and she's got a string of shows at 54 Below. I don't know how she's not exhausted, but Marilyn May will be here on Wednesday, as well as Rob Paulson. Rob Paulson's the voice of Yakko of the Animaniacs, of Pinky and Pinky and the Brain, Transformers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're voice icons. You've heard their voices. And Marilyn May, 94 years old, God bless her. She did it through the phone. So we recorded it on the phone because I didn't even bother her. She called me. I called her back. It was her voicemail. Marilyn May's voicemail. And we talked to her, and she's so sweet. So I'm really looking forward to showing that to you on Wednesday. And then next week we have Anna Maria Horsford from Friday, and Wayans Brothers, and Amen with Sherman Hemsley. Pose, she'll be here. So it's a big 2 weeks. So exciting. So much to talk about. I can't even keep up with it. I'm so overwhelmed and grateful for everything that this show has become and my little weird, crazy life has become. So thank you all for being here. One last plug before we go. On this week, instead of me doing my show on Thursday, please watch Stars in the House. Stars on the House, Thursday at 8 p.m., 5 p.m. Eastern. They're doing a Witness Uganda special edition with Tyrone Davis of Waitress, Emma Hunton of Wicked, Lauren Smith, who's been on this show, and then my dear friends, Matt Gould and Griffin Matthews. They'll be there with Seth Rudetsky, James Wesley, and some surprise guests. So I won't be on Thursday because I'll be doing a show in New Jersey, but I will be on Wednesday. So on Thursday night, don't be left alone. Join the Actors Fund and watch Stars in the House. And it's going to be a good time for sure. I'm excited for them. Christine says she knows the Green Room audience will come through for the recording. Yes, I have to just remember I know the words. So I will. They'll be secretly hidden around the stage just in case. I get very nervous with the words. It's the only part that bothers me. I don't know why. All right, I know why you're here. You're here because she's an icon, an activist, and an author, and an actor, and a role model to everybody. Alexandra Billings is here. Oh, I made a new precautions in case we lose internet ever again because I had the same problem earlier. So if you ever see like a beep go on the screen, we got it figured out. So I'm excited to have her here. Everyone, Alexandra Billings is here live. Take a peek at her amazing career.
Hi, I'm Alexandra Billings, and I'll be reading an excerpt from my upcoming book, It's Time for Me. Early one morning, as the sun streaked across the tile of our newly laid kitchen floor, I sat cross-legged in one of Mimi's long green dresses, barefoot, and eating my frosted flakes directly from the box, looking out into our backyard. I had only put on lipstick that morning, no other makeup. I was 6 and had been dressing up for a while by then. It seemed a part of me. I felt better. I was happy.
Donna, listen to me.
If you don't do the operation, I'm going to go to New York and find another doctor.
You're going to have a very hard time finding a surgeon.
I'll find one.
Donna, I'm trying to save your life.
As a man, I am not a man. I'll fight the cancer. I'll just fight it as a woman.
For God's sake, wake up, Daniel!
My name is Donna.
I'm not going to stand by and watch you kill yourself. There's someone here to see you.
Well, I hope it's not a damn therapy dog again.
Hi, Mom.
What are you doing here?
You're the one who wanted to see me.
What?
I got a call you were here.
I didn't call you, okay? I tried to call your son, and I know that was wrong. I'm sorry. I didn't even know that you had a daughter.
I don't!
It happened, Mom. Deal with it. I am who I am. Sorry.
Try to stay calm, all right?
Trying.
How long have you been short of breath?
A day or so. Regular doctor's on vacation. I'm pretty particular about who I see.
Smart lady. Dr. Barnett will be with you right away.
Let's see, we've got cough and dyspnea on exertion. How are we feeling, Miss, Mitchell?
Ms. So, I guess.
Okay. Ms. it is.
I have striven to ensure that all of ours knows the story of your vigorism. How vividly I remember the day you were first summoned to an audience with ours, and although he would not tell you why initially, when you bowed before his throne, he decreed you hence be known as Glinda the Good officially. That's not.
All right, everybody. We have seen her on screens. We have seen her on stages. She's an activist and an icon, and somebody that I am so honored to join us. We have so much to talk about. I know that I have been obsessed pouring through the pages of her memoir this time for me. I should have saw me at the 24-hour fitness on the elliptical machine yesterday with it in hand. Ladies and gentlemen, Alexandra Billings is here. Hello.
Hello, my love. How are you?
This
How
is
are you, darling?
just on the elliptical.
That's the funniest damn thing I've ever seen. And also, I really need video of that. I need you filming a little selfie, reading my freaking book.
Tonight when we're done, when I go over there, I'll be taking the book. I'm on page 68.
Okay,
I'll be on the elliptical. You got it. It is such an honor to have you here. I followed your career. I had no idea, as we all have a story, and this story is so many people's story. And thank you so much for sharing it, because you're going to save and help a lot of people.
Oh, really? Oh, well, okay. If that happens, glory, hallelujah.
No, I think, besides doing this messy show in New Jersey, we film and put out everywhere. I teach also. I teach 5th grade, and I can't tell you how many of my students, especially these past few years, have come out to me, have had parents not accept who they are, who have been told that they're not going to be able to have good, successful lives, and it's phase. I've been told there's the idea of suicide and the idea that they speak to one another and the issues that go on in the classroom are so rampant. And when I see someone share their truth and tell a story like this, you give voice to a whole entire generation of people who are struggling. So thank you for telling your truth, because I know that it's going to help a lot of people.
Well, that's very kind of you, my friend, and I'm very touched. And if that happens, that's really icing on the cake. It's funny because as you know, I'm a teacher as well, and I get my students who are much, much older, mine are university age, who also come into my office. These are kids, and I teach not only the BA program, but also the master's program. So some of these humans are some in their 30s or 40s, and I'm the only trans professor in the School of Drama. The School of Drama at USC is very large. So when I tell people that, they go, "Oh, that's amazing." And I say, no, that's pathetic. That's a clear and present danger, because you're having 1 out of every 16 Americans identifies under the trans umbrella, meaning non-binary, questioning all kinds of things. So think how many people in just going to school, period, just in the drama. We'll just take the drama container. Just those humans. Think how many of those humans are living in stealth. Then they're in their 20s, 30s, 40s. So, I wrote the book for a bunch of reasons, but it ends very specifically. And the reason I ended it the way I ended it was just because of what you said, that it is about a queer generation, all of us, no matter how old we are, being teachers, as well as being students of the human condition, all of us.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, and that's what it's so touching. I'm a member of the LGBT plus community and active in my own way. This is a book for everybody. This is not just a book for any particular person. Everybody, there's humanity. And that's what's so great about teaching drama and being an actress, is that it's humanity, the study of humanity. And we all study humanity in our own ways. Well, I just saw you in Wicked. I saw you in Wicked not too long ago. It was the first show here. It was the first. Here she is. It was the first show that I saw post the pandemic, and it was such a beautiful. You took such a beautiful take care of such a fun role. Was it fun to be in that big monster of a show?
Oh, it was a dream come true. My whole life has been about thinking that I was in Oz, and everybody else going, "Are you all right?" So the fact that it happened was just, my life, this is the way my life happens, though. It was just almost too much for me to bear. And there was never a moment, and I really mean this, there was never a moment of being on stage and being with those people and living in that world, never, when I thought, because every once in a while when you're in a show, you have days, everybody does, where you just kind of go, oh, geez. That never happened. I never had to sort of talk myself into going to work. I never had to talk myself into going on stage. That never occurred. It was, and every single person that is on that stage believes the same thing that I do about Oz. It's incredible. It was incredible.
Well, it's a beautiful show, and you were absolutely stunning and beautiful in it. I
Thank
loved
you.
sing. I loved the character you made her be. And I was on an airplane and I saw a speaking of Broadway, before we move on to TV and then talk more about the book, I was on an airplane and I saw a documentary about the history of Broadway, and there you were from the NAP, which and I had no idea that these were your these are your first Broadway shows?
My first two. Yes, I'm 110, and this is the first time I've been on Broadway. And and this is what I always tell. I hate to keep going back to us teaching, but now you tell me you're a teacher. That's all I'm going to talk about. But this is what I always tell my students, because my students come in and they're 20, 30-year-old artists, and they're like, when am I going to be on television? I'm like, shut up. And I let them know. I say, listen, I was in my 50s before Transparent happened. In my 50s. So the business it's exactly what you said. The business that we're in, as far as artists are concerned, is the reflection of the human experience. And the human experience is chaotic and odd and amazing and brilliant and profoundly stupefying. So if you're trying to figure this out, there's a lot of people walking around creating bills and laws and going, I have it figured out and I know what to do with these people and put them over to the side. We'll take care of them and everything will be great. All of those people are so lost in their own idea of what should be happening that they're missing everything of what's actually happening. So don't try and figure anything out. Nobody knows what they're doing.
That's the truth. And you've been in those rooms when you're working with people in the creative world or in government or in advocacy where you think, when I get to meet this person, they're going to teach me what to do, or no one knows what they're doing.
Nobody knows what they're doing.
No one has a clue. Well, since we talk about television, I first personally remember seeing you, and I have a bunch of screenshots that we found through the TV shows that you've been a member of. I remember you on Grey's. I remember this episode so much. And then to see you on one of my favorite parts, and this arc was really fun. I loved seeing you on the Connors. It was great to see you on the Connors. And there's Goliath, there's Never Have I Ever, which speaking of being behind a desk or teaching, you have such a range. You have been doing these from comedies to dramas to musicals, and teaching it. Do you approach these things differently? Is it all acting is acting? You take out the toolbox, or is there different nuances to comedy and drama and musicals?
Well, yes and yes. I mean, yes, it's all the same thing. It's all about truth-telling through imaginary circumstances, which is what children do when they're 5 years old. They go outside and they skip rope or play house or whatever it is that they do, and then somebody goes, "It's time for dinner," and they go, "Okay, gotta go, bye." And they just kind of like, it's done. So there's no like angst. There's no like, well, my character won't leave me, mother, so I can't come to dinner now. So there's an aspect of that that's true in everything.
No.
Popular.
No. Good. Look.
So again, there's an added element of everything is different. The stage is very different than film, which is very different than comedy on film and on stage, which is different than drama. And Viola Davis said something so great. This was like a week ago I saw this. And she was doing an interview and she said, I think you can find this on YouTube. She said, I can't hear anybody. I can't hear anybody when I go do guest spots on television. I can't hear these actors. Everybody's whispering. Why is everybody whispering? Why are people whispering? There's no point in your life where something big isn't happening. There's always something big happening. So there certainly is a style that you have to sort of go into with each of these elements of performance, but they all have to be grounded in truth, and they all have to be grounded in a joyful celebration of the imagination. That's always true.
Ugh, you are my people. I'm a Meisner student. I went to conservatory school and all that fun stuff, aside from teaching and just for fun. And that was my favorite part, to daydream and imagine and create these imaginary circumstances. That's what the art is all about. I can speak to you about your advocacy as well. So you are part of a generation and a movement, and so many people look up to you.
Pause.
No worries.
Pause for a second, darling. We have a sound problem. You can hear me, but I can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Let's see if
you're like a silent movie.
Oh no! Is it still in your headphones?
I know. Wait a minute. Let's try it again. It may be. Wait, hang on. I can see you though.
Can you? And you?
Yeah, no. I can almost tell what you're saying. That's what's so.
No, I don't want you to
clear. But I can't hear you. No, I still can't hear you.
Hang on. No, still doesn't work. Let me remove you and I'll bring you back in. Still nothing.
No. Oh, you know what? I bet it's because someone was talking on my phone. Wait, hang on. Don't do anything. Don't get upset.
I'm not upset.
Don't anybody move.
Don't breathe.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. I think I should leave and come back.
Okay, would you want to leave and come back if you don't mind? Thank you.
I'll be right back.
All right, sounds good. No worries. Do you hear me?
I can hear you.
And we're back. Amazing. Thank you for working on that for me.
Well, when the glitches happen on this space machine, mother never panics. I've learned that.
I get that. We'll figure it out. We can always make it work.
Exactly.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. I wanted to say that as a trans activist, as an LGBTQI plus activist, when you see yourself, when you're the poster child, like here, this is you on Variety here. When you see yourself as a role model, I know now reading your journey, you have had quite a hell of a road. What is it like when people look up to you? Is it something? How is it? You're representing people. You have you fought the fight, and how at what point did you realize, like, hey, I'm gonna be okay? Do you feel that way? Do you never feel that way? Is the trauma of the past always scary and around the corner? How do you cope with all of this?
There's an analogy. First of all those titles are really beautiful of guide or whatever the title is that people assign to other humans. That really has nothing to do with me. I appreciate it and I love it, but
agreed.
That's not mine to hold on to. That's for other people to assign. So I don't know that I have a feeling about any of those titles. I'm honored, but they're not really mine. They're other people's. But as far as trauma and the events that have happened, because this is true in all of our lives, the events that have happened in all of our lives, I really feel like, if you go to the Eiffel Tower and you stand really close to the Eiffel Tower and you look up the Eiffel Tower, it's huge, it's massive. You can't believe its size and its scope, and it covers the whole sky. But if you go across the street and you look at it, it's still huge and large and covers a lot of the sky, but not all of the sky, and it's not quite as big. And then if you take a cab and you go to the other side of town, you may just see like the very top of it, and it covers almost none of the sky. Then if you take a plane, you go around the world, it disappears. That doesn't mean it's gone. So here's the thing for me in trauma, and every event in my life, whether it's joyful or not, or has brought me peace or not. Anytime I need to walk away from that event, I can, but they never go away. They're always there. Just because I can't see them or I'm not paying attention to them doesn't mean they've gone anywhere. All of those things have allowed me to live the life that I'm living right now. And I am so blessed and so grateful. And I feel so lucky to have lived and known the kind of people that I've known. Every single moment and every breath of that moment is a gift. So I either pay attention to it or I take a break from it.
I think that's such what a beautiful analogy. That makes such perfect sense. Yeah, I 100% agree. And then speaking, I recently heard a speech of yours I found on YouTube where you were winning a Human Rights Campaign award. And what stuck from me from what you said was that we need to speak loud, big, and wide. You have been out there, and you're somebody who's doesn't shy away from standing up for human rights. What is your take on some of the crazy stories and laws and things we were touched on before, these lawmakers? How are the ways that we can all get together? What are the ways that you think will be most beneficial for us to fight the fight against all of these anti-everything that's going on?
Anti-everything. That's about right, isn't it? I know. Anti-everything that's not me.
Right.
It's funny you should say this, because I'm getting ready to go back to the HRC in Texas, of all godforsaken places, and talk to them in about a week. I mean, I'm very happy they invited me, but this is basically the gist of my talk, which is we have to stop asking each other what it is that we can do, because we already know. Think of it this way. You live in a house. Everybody lives in some kind of home. Everybody has some kind of family, whether it's chosen family or blood family or a mixture of both, or cats or whatever it is that they have in their homes, in their dwellings, that bring them comfort and joy. If any one of those humans or animals or things that brought you joy were under duress of any kind, if they needed help, what would you do? So just go through that list of things that you would do, even if it's 3 things. Go through that list of the first 3 things that you would do and go do them. It's not difficult, but we're so frightened. We're so scared. We're so terrified to get outside of the thing that we understand, even though we want to help, to get outside of the thing that makes sense to us, even though we know it's the right thing to do and it's in our own family. It terrifies us to venture out into the unknown and say, this is what I think, this is what needs to happen, this is what I'm going to do. It terrifies us because it's newness. All newness is frightening to the human condition. So let's just simplify it. You already know what to do. All of you know what to do. You know how to save your family. Look, there's a crazy man who's got his finger on the button. Mm-hmm. If you haven't thought, I married a planner. If you haven't thought of an escape plan, you're not thinking ahead. You're not planning. And we need an escape plan in this country. There's a whole slew, an entire contingency of human beings that are Americans that want me dead.
Yep.
So put me in your house and think of 3 things to do and do them.
I can't say same. And we have to, sometimes if it's scary, sometimes people don't agree with you. Many people won't agree with you, but those aren't my people. So I'm not worried about them. I want to create my community and be there and support. And it was one of the questions, you're a teacher. You obviously live your life very publicly, as do I. And I have 10-year-olds. And a teacher one day said to me, you're out. You're pretty out. Why is that a problem? I'm allowed to love who I love and be who I am, just like everybody else is. It doesn't mean I'm not as good of a teacher. It's important. And that's why representation, visibility is so important. So the fight that you have fought, even you're so humble about it, you've given such visibility to so many of the causes that are so important.
Well, I think you hit on something really important that I just want to draw a big red circle around, because what you just said was brilliant. There is a distinct difference in what I am and what I do. You can hate what I don't care how you feel about me. I really don't. I know that there's an enormous amount of people who think they don't like me. They don't know me, but they think they don't like me, or they don't like the fact that I am what I am. I make them physically ill or uncomfortable or nervous or frightened. They're triggered in some kind of way. That's fine. I don't care. But that has nothing to do with my teaching. It doesn't, my transness only enters the room when you allow it to. I walk in the room and I am transgender. There's nothing I can do about that. But I don't teach people how to be transgender. I don't know how to do that. So it has absolutely nothing to do with this thing that I'm trying to impart. Nothing. I think that's brilliant what you just said. That really matters. And that needs to be said to all of the queer community.
Well, thank you. Well, I've been so inspired. I'm only on page 68. I can't wait to get I'm like, come on.
It's a lot of pages. Listen, it's like the Les Mis of books. It's the longest book in the world. It's so damn
No,
long.
there's a story. I'm watching it like a little bit like I know the ending because you're here, but there's a part of me that's like, I'm watching this train chugging along the track, and I see the relationship with your father. I see the chapter about when you first start to sing. I see the relationship with your mom as you sing at parties and as you learn to discover your voice. I related so much to being a kid who wanted to sing as an escape, and I saw that in many ways with you. And I'm so excited to see the twisting, wild turns. But I'm happy to know that for anyone going through struggles and trauma and trouble, you can get on that plane and fly around the world and see the Eiffel Tower from afar. And you've taught us that tonight, and you're here to show us that. Thank you for the work that you've done for HIV/AIDS. Thank you for the work you've done for the trans community, for the queer community. I can't tell you how many people have asked for you to join me. I can't tell you how many people are looking forward to you being here. And all those people, this is available. You can get it wherever books are sold. It's out now. And I don't think you can read it. I told you I was going to sit here and sob. I feel for you in this book.
Well, darling, it's really funny because I have friends that literally are reading it going, what's going to happen next? And I'm like, you're talking to me. I'm fine. Nothing's going to happen. Honey, just turn the page.
That's but that's the writing. Your writing is so conversational. How was it to write? How long did it, I'll keep you a minute. How long did it take you to write the book? How did you write it?
Oh God, it was a nightmare for the love of peace. It was, well, listen, I now know why Hemingway killed himself. Can I say that to you? Writers, I have always had respect for writers, but I have an enormous respect for it's a very lonely profession because you're by yourself with your thoughts and you have to sort of relive all these things. It was just terrible. But hilariously, they cut a bunch. It was actually longer. Can you imagine?
Oh,
I know.
yes.
What was weird was like my publisher, not Joanne Gordon. This book would not have happened without Joanne Gordon because, as you can see, my mind works in the abstract. So I would write from when I was 10 and then 14, and then I would write when I was 30, and I'd put it in an essay. And she'd go, okay, let's move that over here. So Joanne she shaped that into an actual book. It wouldn't be legible without her. But then we had editors at Amazon, and I would write, and they would go, yeah, this is boring. So can you write something else? More hooker stories would be great. And I'm like, all right, I guess I'll have to. So there was like a part of me that felt a little bit like Valley of the Dolls, but what the hell? So, my life has a lot of chapters to it. And I thought, I'll write the things I guess the most sensational, but I had to put in moments where I said, no. The book just needs to float now. We just need to talk about how I feel and what's going on. And we need to veer away from the trauma for a couple of minutes. Yeah. So there were moments and all kinds of wonderful people kept telling me, oh, Alex, it's going to be so cathartic. You're going to have such a catharsis. It's just so cathartic. When I wrote my book, it was really cathartic. So I kept writing, waiting for this thing, weeping and my mother, And interestingly, just last week, because I've been doing 554 interviews a day. And just last week, I was talking to somebody and they asked me this question, where's the catharsis? And something hit me. And this is absolutely true. I went, you know what? I think it's now. That's what I think is happening. Because as you and I talk about all these things, I'm able to now look at, because it's in a book. It's so weird. I'm able to look at it and go, oh, I can contain it. I can put it in a container. It can't hurt me anymore. Those bullies can't hurt me anymore. They can't push me or beat me or rape me, or all of my friends who were dead, I can remember now with joy. I don't have to think about just the burials. I can think about their spirit and the life they brought. I can look at the queer community and go, do you know how far we've come? Change is not only possible, it's true. So now I think is where the catharsis is happening. Isn't that funny?
Well, that's beautiful. And you're beautiful. You're so beautiful.
Oh,
You're
bless your heart.
so,
It's the lighting.
no, it's you. It's the whole aura that is you. It's your honesty, your bravery, and I haven't gotten to the salacious, scandalous chapters yet. I'll have to.
They're
send
coming. They're on their way.
We're still with Mimi. We're still with your dad. I will get to the. Thank you for sharing it. You know, as I've said 20 times, I was bullied. We've all been bullied. You know, I was a little musical theater nerd, a little Queenie kid running through the school. I remember the first time Robert Bannon is a fag was painted on the wall in the bathroom. I was so afraid to tell anyone. I couldn't go home and tell my parents because if you say it out loud, it would become true. I didn't even understand what it meant. You know, all the universal stories that so many people have, you give a face and you give the truth behind it, and we stand on your shoulders. And thank you for being such a wonderful role model to so many of us. Truly,
I appreciate that, my friend. I appreciate that. Thank you.
An honor and a pleasure. I'll be sending you pictures today from the 24-hour fitness.
Perfect.
Done. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, my love.
Appreciate you. Anything you ever need, anything I could, please. I'm around.
Check.
Your team is wonderful. They're so sweet. Your publicist for the book she's a lovely person.
Thank goodness. I'm so glad because, you know, the opposite just makes me very nervous. I make sure to try to surround myself with very kind people so that good. I'm glad because.
And we look, and she's gone. Okay. Well, she's gone. And we've been having some wonky internet stuff. Well, the book, do we have a picture? I don't even have the book is here, and you can get a copy of it, and we'll have to apologize. She's just poof. Did you see my technical difficulties page? We put that up, and she came right back, thank God. But yeah, we made that, and there's a way that I could hit a button now on StreamYard after I sent them a nasty email. What a wild ride. She said, I'm brilliant. And I was like, woohoo, I'm gonna cry right on the show. I am only on page 66. I had a crazy week last week, so I wanted to get through more of it. Lattes, I now see your question, and I would love to know the answer to that. And I would have gotten to that. I will see if she pops back on, but I don't even know what to say. I need a moment to collect my thoughts and my ideas about all of that's just transpired on the show. And I look a mess. The book is great. I'm only up to page 66, but you gotta get a copy of the book. Get a copy of the book. Amazon put the book out. It's important, even if you're not a part of the LGBT plus community, it's important that you read this and get the representation that she's trying to show and her story. Because if you know her story, then you can't hurt other people because you know the pain that people have caused her. And this is a true story, and it's a part of the end of my show coming up this Thursday and Saturday. Oh, selling. That was true. I was a kid in 7th grade when they wrote that on the bathroom wall in big, giant spray paint. And I told no one. No one in my life knew. My brother, my parents, nobody. I didn't tell anyone. I saw it. I didn't even ask the school to take it down because I felt like if you put truth to the words, then people were going to criticize you, critique you, and find you and say something about you. And I just decided that I was going to play it cool and I was never going to let the words bother you. But the words always bother you. And when you hear her story, when you read other people's stories, and when I see the students in my classroom, it really is a horrible thing. As my friend Mike says, hi, Mike. He says that kids are $$ holes. So the kids are mean. And I've had a lot of issues this year with students. So it's definitely been something really hard. Get the book. Alexandra Billings, you're a sweetheart and a gem. I'm just floored. Touche. I'm frazzled. Here's my disclaimer. So I worked really hard. You know, the show is done, thank you, God, by connections. The shows that I've done before this have allowed me to do the show now. You all watch the show, which then allows us to do the shows more. And the more shows we do, the more people that watch the shows, the better guests we get. So when Alexandra Billings has a book come out, her publicists over at Amazon then think this is a good spot for her to talk to. And then they send me this copy, which is advanced copy, or I get sent a copy of the Housewives book or things like that. So you watching allows more guests to come on. And I've been in contact for the past 2 months with Viacom to be an official stop on the Drag Race PR tour that they do with the Queens this year. Here's this year's Queens, right? Now, I shocked some of you earlier on Instagram when I said I've never seen Drag Race until the season. And I started watching Drag Race this season because the friends of mine watch, and all of it, they're always talking about it. And they have the idea that Bianca Del Rio was coming on again. She would have been on before. And I was like, I should know what I'm talking about. And then I got sucked into this ridiculous show on Friday nights. So Nina West is coming on soon. There's always a Drag Race person that's about to pop on. So I wanted this season. It was like a goal of mine. This season's. We did a lot of work, waited a long time, had to send a lot of information. I had to read like 100, literally 100 different, are you judging me, lattes? I know that I don't watch a Drag Race, but I had to like watch 100 rules. There were so many rules to talk to Jorgeous. And then Jorgeous came on, and for the first time ever, because I had to tape it, that was part of the rules. So the publicist of the show, so they didn't give any spoilers. You know, there was a lot of rules. It was like the Shroud of Turin. If that makes sense. It doesn't, but it's Holy Week. So what ends up happening is Jorgeous comes on, but won't show her face. Not because she wasn't in drag, because she was laying down for a nap. But I was so grateful to have her and so excited to have her. I didn't care. You don't have to show your face to be on this show. We will show plenty of face for you, won't we? Here's Jorgeous from earlier this week.
Walk for me, 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 strike a pose.
Can you promise me that you do your signature move? Yes. Punching the ghost? Yes.
All right, everybody. So this season of RuPaul's Drag Race, every single Friday night, you know that there's always a couple of contestants that steal the spotlight, in my humble opinion. And we have the one and only, someone who has been dancing on some pretty big stages this season for sure. Jorgeous is here. Hello. Welcome.
Oh my God. Hello, it's gorgeous like Jorgeous.
I am obsessed with all the looks, all the fashion, all of the everything you're giving this season. It's such a pleasure to have you here.
Oh, thank you, girl. It's been crazy. It's been so crazy, honestly.
Well, you look like you're having a good time. I see you even on social media. You're out. People are excited to see you. You're performing. You're on TV. This is quite the moment. So congratulations.
Thank you so much. You know, it took a while to like get here, like, cause I started like when I was 16, and it's like really like humbling because like now that I go to like these venues, like it's like packed boots. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
it feels amazing from all the love and support that I've been getting.
Jorgeous, I'm like 1,000. You're a baby. You're like 22 years old.
Yes. But I feel because I've been doing drag for so long, I feel like I'm like 30.
No. Oh, listen, and one day you'll be 38 and I'm here in my house in New Jersey just on a Friday night with a bucket of popcorn watching you all of you queens on Friday night on VH1, and it's giving me life.
Yes, thank you.
So you're from Texas, you live in Nashville, but you've been doing drag since 16. How long? Is it something you've always wanted to do? How did you start?
Oh yes, well I've always knew about drag like growing up because like when I was like a little baby, like probably like 5 or 6 years old, my gay older brother showed me Tu Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar, and I saw Chi Chi Rodriguez, and I was like, ooh, I want to be something like that, like when I get older. You know what I mean? And it's just been like, how do I say it? Like,
the rest is history. I mean, it's been
yes, the rest is history. Yes.
The rest is history for sure. Well, I know that you've been on the scene where you're from, and now to be on a national stage and to continue, you have been on some pretty big stages. I mean, we all watched the iHeartRadio Festival Awards, and you could pick me up off of the floor.
Oh my God!
What a moment! Here you all are. We could see you all here. What was it like? How did it happen? Did you get to see her? Did you get to give her a hug? What happened? Tell us the tea.
When Morgan, do you know Morgan McMichaels?
Yes.
Yes, she's the one that set like everything up, and she got all the girls together. Like she like helped out a lot, and like it was like so good because it was nothing but all Latina queens too. You know what I mean? And it felt so good being able to like having all those queens like represent like each part of like being Latina. You know what I mean? Like some of us are from Puerto Rico, some of us are from Mexico, you know what I mean? And
yes.
it was amazing. And meeting J-Lo, oh my God, you could tell she was amazing, like beautiful in person. And she is so short. She's like my height. So I was like, oh my God, like girl, I could fit your costumes basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah, do you want to send them over? Raid her closet. I'm sure.
Yes, I'm gonna raid her all her Versace.
Yes, come on now.
But working with her, you could tell like she was like more like making sure that this was perfect because this is something that was like big for her. Like you know what I mean? Like it was huge for her, and she wanted it to be good. And I was like, girl, I want to do it good for you. You know what I mean?
Well, you all gave amazing looks, and you literally you steal the show. You have such an energy about you. The fact that you're like literally a self-taught dancer, and the energy you give in your lip syncs or in your performances, even your walk. You don't just walk. You're not just walking a runway. You are giving everything.
Yes, I'm setting fire to the runway every time I walk.
Yeah. Well, can we take a quick look on the screen of some of the looks we've seen so far this season?
Yes.
This is my favorite. Come on now.
Thank you.
How do you put this stuff together? And we had this, I mean, hello, Victoria's Secret. Like you were literally.
Yes.
And what else do we've got here? Elegance. That's
Elegance.
it. Elegance. And of course, my favorite things are when you guys take pictures on the show.
God.
May that picture live with you forever because it's absolutely perfection.
Yes, the tops went crazy.
Yes.
Girl, what is your legend?
What is your process about picking the clothes? How do you find a piece that moves you? Do you ask for something to be made? Do you have a big closet that you go into? What is the process behind the fashion?
Oh, the process behind the fashion. I love looking at like pageant girls and how they dress. And I love like all the rhinestones and all that kind of stuff, you know, and I love accentuating like my body too. You know, because any chance I get, I love to show my body whatsoever.
Well, none of all of us have that body, so
Oh
you
my God.
I can be at the gym for as many hours as I want. You're not gonna see me dressed like I'm not gonna look like that. That is
Yes,
not.
you can. Anybody could do it.
No, I don't know. I think that's good genes and a lot of hard work.
Oh
And
my God.
well, I wanted to say that someone asked earlier, did you find the competition tougher than you imagined at this point watching the show? Was the competition as hard as you thought? It's you guys are cutthroat. You're all so talented. You're all so beautiful. What was it like? What's it like, with the queens and being on the show? How?
Well, being there, it seemed really tough. Being there, it seemed really tough, but like that was only just because I was just in my head a lot. You know what I mean? And with a competition like that, you just honestly really, really, really have to have fun, you know, instead of being in your head too much. And working with the girls, they were all amazing. Like, yeah, we had our moments and we had like all that, like our little like moments where we like fought and all that stuff. And but honestly, all the girls are amazing. They're all so talented and we're all so unique. And like, you know what I mean? And all of us are like honestly like really young. So like this season, like everybody's hormones are going crazy, you know what I mean? And we all like are young and we all want this really bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
It's the opportunity.
we have to prove ourselves more, I feel like, you know?
Well, I mean, you guys come in seasons and seasons later. You're literally in front of the absolute icon that is RuPaul every single week. And I know how much you guys want. She's like a mother and you want to make her proud and do a great job. And what a beautiful production. It's so much fun to watch the show for the years and see the production value and the queens get even better and better. And you guys are bringing it so well this season. I was just in Vegas. I just saw the Vegas production of the show and it was such a blast to see some
God.
Our favorites. I know you're looking forward. You perform. So are you ready to get on the road? Are we going to see you all around and shows?
Oh yes, you will absolutely see me on a little tour coming on soon. But I haven't announced it yet. But it's gonna be a signature tour, and I can't wait for everybody to see. Like, I'm finally getting to do what I want to do. Like when I like started doing drag, like go on tours and like seeing all these people and perform in all these different places. You know.
Well, you're made for it. You're a show pony. You're ready to go. You need a stage. You need to go.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Well, if everyone wants to get their Drag Race Season 14 merchandise at VossEvents.com, I wanted to say that I can't have you here and not talk about this move that has become signature. I practiced it all day. I was punching the ghost all day.
You better.
I'm ready.
Out of there, girl.
You better come to New York when your tour rolls into New York. I'm gonna be out there punching the ghost, front row, ready. I'm gonna
be looking for you. I'm gonna be looking for you, Robert.
I'm coming. I am coming. We'll be watching every single Friday night to see this season. You are literally a ball of light. Your energy, besides how beautiful you are in drag, how beautiful you are in your spirit. The spirit radiates through the television every single week. You just are a ball of light and energy. So the world is your oyster. It's only just begun. I can't wait to see where this goes.
Thank you so much, Robert. It means a lot.
And congrats on everything. And we'll be at the club punching the ghost, thinking about you for
many. I can't wait to see you.
Thank you so much. My pleasure.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you. Well, make sure you watch RuPaul's Drag Race. It's the last 2 weeks. The last 2 weeks of the show. I think the finale is in a week. So, what did we learn today? Alexandra Billings is preaching, and we need to get her book. There's 2 weeks left of Drag Race. Since I talked to Jorgeous last week on Friday, they did announce the Work the World tour with the finalists, and they'll be doing an international tour. So you can make sure you can check that out. She's a superstar. She knows what she's doing. All right, so this Wednesday, come on down and join me. We have the legendary Marilyn May. We spoke to her also by phone. I guess everyone thinks the show is not on the on camera, but I tell them. But Marilyn is here. We will have her here on Wednesday. I talked to her just before. And Rob Paulson will be here live. So Rob Paulson will be here. Hopefully he'll be doing all the voices you grew up and loved. And if you're in the New York, New Jersey area, make sure you go to robertbannon.com this week. Get your virtual or in-person tickets. I'll be in New Jersey on Thursday, and I'll be in New York City on Saturday. I will be in Maine in July. I will be in Massachusetts in July. I'll be in Los Angeles in August. We're not stopping. So we're just going to keep on going. I hope to see you there. Everybody, thank you so much for joining me on a very special Monday. Thank you so much to Alexandra Billings. Thank you so much to Jorgeous. And I will see you on Wednesday. Mark your calendars, Wednesday. And then next week, due to my brother's wedding, Anna Maria Horsford will be here on Tuesday night. Everybody, God bless you. Thank you. Love somebody. Be good to somebody, because we all sure need it. Much love and light. Have a great week. See you all next.